The 1099 contractor or Locum CRNA here. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how I independently contract. So sometimes I will go through an agency, but most of the time now it's finding a direct group or kind of word of mouth at this point. So there are contracts for 1099 that are more long-term, and then there are short-term contracts. If you're looking at a contract that is with a specific hospital or you want to go to a specific place, you might contact their business office, chief CRNA, or billing office. Those are the people that I would first try to talk to. If it's a larger hospital and it's a group, kind of like Team Health or North Star or something of that nature, you want to talk to the chief CRNA that's at that facility, and then they may be able to direct you. Between those two possibilities, you most likely would not need your own contract. It's only the very small hospitals or small groups that are not going to have their own kind of contract, and they may ask you to bring your contract. Just like I've told many people, we have a sample contract that's up on the store. It is free, but it is just a kind of a sample of what you might expect to see in a contract. And it is just a scanned image. It's not something that's editable. Because your employment laws do vary depending on state, it's very important to make sure that you are doing the correct employment contract terms for your state and not just taking something generic off of the internet. And that's why I made it a non-editable document. There is also a sample CV that's up there, something that you can go by to fill out and give your W-2 experience as well as your 1099 experience. I always try to put the group name, any contact. That way it makes it easier for the next group or hospital to be able to get your credentialing done if they know who to contact and how to contact them. That's something that you may want to update every time that you go to a place or you start their credentialing somewhere, as well as having your own file or folder, however you plan to keep your set of documents, your licenses, all of that good information, keeping it all in one kind of standard location that will help you as you continue. If you have a file on your computer or file on your email, that's going to really come in handy in the future. So a little bit on the independent contracting. I've never had to actually bring my own contract to the table. I have negotiated terms directly with groups, and we've also had to do some raises and time changes as life happens. And, if you want to be able to change your rates and increase them over time, you need to have kind of a set limit on it or have it as a 30-day reoccurring monthly type of contract. Whether you have a new one signed or not is kind of a mute point, so long as you are continuing your verbal communication and written communication with the group. So anything that has to do with a contract change, you want to make sure it is in writing and that it's acknowledged or received. Other things as far as setting independent contracts, it's really important to be able to use those good communication and follow-up skills when you talk to multiple agencies, and you want to make sure that you're writing down names and when you talk to them. It's just like for a regular business, you would have a CRM or a content relationship manager to where you are, following up and making sure that a hospital is getting what they want. As well as when you are in your contract, you need to follow up with the group and say, hey, how am I doing? Am I doing okay? Am I providing you the services that you needed? And how can we better serve you? Or how can I help you better? Is there a different set of hours or something of that nature that might make it a little bit more important for them to keep you as opposed to some other locum that may or may not be cheaper? Maybe you're more expensive, but now you're more valuable to them too. So those are the things that I would talk about as the independent contractor.